Garcia, and I'm from San Antonio, Texas.
How long have you been skating?
I started skating around April, May of 2013, so almost 5 years now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Who or what got you into skateboarding?
I think the spark kind of started when I was really little and I saw my brother skateboard and I really wanted to be a part of it. It was different. It was kind of like not really the cool thing to do, and I was never really like a cool kid. So he inspired me to want to skateboard, but I didn't really have the opportunity or support to when I was younger. But that thought was always in the back of my head. So when I finally got to campus, I just kind of, I went to college at UT and I realized there's a skate park right down the street. And so I just kind of remembered my brother and I was like, I've always wanted to skateboard, and I had friends that helped, and it was kind of downhill from there. So.
Does your brother still skate?
No, he quit a long time ago, but there was always some skateboards hanging in the garage, and I would watch them. I think one of them was like one of the old cab decks. It was really sick, so I saw that all the time.
What made him stop?
I think he hurt his knees a lot.
Okay.
In San Antonio, the main thing was street skating, I think, when I was growing up. I don't think there was any parks when I was little. And so he would skate a lot of street and just kind of like build things by himself, little makeshift flat bars. And I think he hurt his knees too much and he just kind of slowly stopped.
What do you skate, vert, tranny, or street?
Vert and tranny, definitely. I try to skate street, but it doesn't really work. So it's fun to mess around and try that out, but I definitely love vert in transition.
So vert is your favorite?
I think so. Vert or big bowls with vert in it. So
Okay.
it's always fun.
And what would you consider your home park?
Ooh, I learned so much at House Park. I was there for almost a year skating that park nonstop, but now I go to Brushy Creek a lot. So I guess between those, Brushy Creek's my current home, but House Park was where I first learned everything.
Okay. So Brushy Creek is where you do most of your training?
Right now, yes. Yeah, definitely.
I've noticed the progression of your skating lately. What inspired or pushed you to get to the next level?
All my friends, really. It's really encouraging skating with a good group of people and wanting to kind of push yourself to keep up with somebody or get inspired by another person you skate with. And a lot of the times they'll tell me, well, you should try this. And it's kind of like, well, why haven't I tried that? So when people kind of plant that seed in your head and kind of make you think, well, what else could I be doing with my skills right now? That's definitely what's helped push me. They always try to take it one step further.
Having a daughter, I saw what she went through to progress with her skateboarding. How do you deal with being in a sport that is predominantly male, and is that a factor?
It was a factor in the beginning. I was always really nervous to go to the skate park, and you have some guys that were not so nice about it, but out of all the years I've been skating, I've had such a supportive group of friends, and most of them being male. I have tons of female skateboarder friends that I am with now, but there's a huge group of guy skaters that are stoked to see more girls in the scene, so it didn't really play a factor, and I just kind of wanted to be treated like everybody else. So people saw that, and they respect when they see girls out there trying, girls out there wanting to learn and get this passion started. So that's kind of how I dealt with it. I just didn't care what anybody thought, and I just went for it, followed my passion, and people saw that and appreciated it. So
What are your thoughts on the rising number of female skaters?
it's really awesome. When I first started, there was maybe a few girls that I would see at the skate park every now and then. And then social media was still on the rise, so it was still kind of fairly new to see like some of the girl pro skaters. But it's crazy because you never think that there's going to be a rise in that. I guess you always thought, well, I'm always going to be like the only girl here, and it's kind of sad. And all of a sudden, it's like I go to the skate park and I see a new girl there almost every time, and it's really awesome to see that happen.
So what would be your message to the new female skaters that are trying to get themselves more out there in Texas?
Don't let anybody discourage you from skateboarding. I mean, just when you go to the skate park, the only thing that matters is you and your skateboard. So I just don't listen to anything, make new friends, make positive friends, and just keep going with it, because nobody should stop you from doing what you really love. So.
Great advice. What is your ultimate goal with skateboarding, and how far do you plan to go? Pro, maybe?
I'm not sure. I just really love to skate, and if something comes up, then why not? I mean, I'll take any opportunities that will help me keep skateboarding in my life as long as possible. So yeah, right now I'm sponsored by Nikita Clothing, and they send me stuff, and it's really awesome to ride for a company like that. They help me get to exposure. Um, Anything like that. I mean, just as long as skateboarding's in my life, I will take those opportunities to help stay skateboarding until I'm 90 years old, hopefully.
Have you had any serious injuries before? And if so, which was the worst?
Yeah, I've had about one, two, three, four. I've had about 4 serious injuries. I think I hurt my PCL. That was pretty bad. It was hard to walk upstairs for like 2 months. And then I think the most painful one, though, I fractured my foot, which doesn't seem like it would be that bad, but it was very painful, and it was just a fracture, and then you have to go everywhere on crutches, which kind of sucks. So I'd say those 2 are the worst.
So, with any of those injuries, did it ever want to make you quit skating?
No. It actually probably made me want to skate more. It makes you really sad when you can't skate, and there's just, when I get a serious injury, I just sit for hours a day just thinking about, like, when can I skate again. So it did the opposite, I think.
And what is your favorite or best trick?
That's a tough one. I really love doing indie nose picks, but I just learned, like, almost 2 weeks ago, I just learned tuck knee inverts, or, like, I guess just a regular invert. I finally did on the vert ramp, so if I can do that trick more and get used to it, that'll probably be my favorite trick.
Nice. How long did it take you to learn like the nose pick?
Oh, the nose pick? That was actually, Isaac helped me learn that one. That took about 3 sessions. I spent I think it was 3 sessions I spent just kind of bailing them for a few hours, just trying to throw them out there, and then one night everyone was really hyped, everyone was having a good session, and I really wanted to land my tricks with everybody else, so
Nice.
it just happened.
I may have to come over here to get some lessons from Isaac myself.
Yeah.
Have you been in any big competitions?
I went to Exposure recently in 2017, yeah. So that was the biggest competition I've ever been to.
Nice. And how did you like it?
I loved it. It was really fun. It was crazy to see the level of skateboarding that's coming out of all of these, coming up through all these girls now, and a lot of them weren't even pro, and they were just absolutely killing it. So it was crazy to see that, and future's looking really bright for women's skateboarding.
Were you intimidated in any way when you first got there?
Yeah, definitely a little bit. There was one girl that I specifically remember in the deep end. She was doing board slide rock and rolls, and she was just almost clearing the whole deep end with it, like 80s style. Oh, it was perfect. And so yeah, it's a little intimidating to see that, and especially knowing, I wish I could have started skating when I was younger and be at this level that they're at, and maybe even be skating with them more, like in California. But at the end of the day, it's just, you just get really stoked because you see that and like, well, in a few years, those girls are going to be the ones that are pro, and they're going to be at the same level. They might even be the same level as men. Like, it's just progressing so fast. So it's really awesome to see that.
Do you have any other hobbies?
I do. I like to make art, so I like to paint and draw, and I love to play video games.
What's your favorite video game?
Ooh, probably, so Zelda video games. I love Ocarina of Time. I like Final Fantasy 2. I'm currently playing Final Fantasy 15. Fallout 3 was the first Fallout game I ever played, and I played it for 12 hours straight one time, so I think that was a good one.
And what kind of stuff do you draw?
I like to draw, I like to make skate art, but I also like to draw little like monster type things, just kind of weird stuff that pops into my head, and sometimes I'll put them on a ramp or something on a skateboard.
You may have to do a little art piece that we can put on the cover.
Yeah, I'd be down. That would be sick.
All right. And now for a few fun questions. Who is your favorite skater?
Darren Navarrete.
Favorite food?
Ooh, tacos. All of them.
Good answer. Favorite color?
Black.
Favorite movie?
The Studio Ghibli film called Howl's Moving Castle. I love that one.
And what is your board setup at the time?
I ride an 8.5. I really like Heroin skateboards and Creature as well. I think these are 149s, independent trucks. And then Isaac finally got me to ride 59, 60 millimeter wheels. That's perfect. And then I like to put rails on my board as well. So.
Okay, nice. Thank you for allowing us to interview you. Do you have any last words?
Not really. I mean, just again, to all the girls out there that want to learn how to skate, it doesn't matter what age you are when you start. There's always going to be a support group out there and positive people that are going to be stoked that you're learning. So just keep up with it and never give up that dream of wanting to skate. So
Thank you.
yeah.